The book is called Acosta, and it details the lives of the Acosta family, but particularly Oscar Acosta, the manager for the New York Yankees, my favorite team, Gulf Coast League, and he unfortunately was killed in the Dominican Republic in 2006, along with Humberto Trejo. Their vehicle flipped and both died instantly. With us today is Yolanda Acosta, the author of the book, and of course a very personal story for you. Welcome to New Mexico Style. We really appreciate you sharing this personal story with everybody in your book.
Well, absolutely. You know, it is a story that I want everyone to know about. It is particularly a story that I had to write about my brother, Oscar Acosta. He died in 2006, but it's not only about him.
Right,
and to begin the story, I had to start writing about where he came from, and it is with my mom and my father, and it includes all of us in my book, Acosta.
And when you, I want to ask you this first before we go into anything about the book. What is it like to write about something that affected you in such a personal way and share that? Because that's something I think a lot of people don't have the courage to sit down and really write what they feel and then share it when it's something like that. So what was your motivation to do that, to share it, and how did that feel for you?
Well, you know, I had this determination. Nothing was going to stop me. I wanted everybody to know who my brother was. And it was just, I had blinders on. And you know, as I was writing the book, each chapter, it was like I was reliving it again. The sad parts, I was crying, and the, you know, the happy parts, of course, I was laughing, and you know, I felt their presence with me all the time, and it was the encouragement also of my mother, Concha Acosta, and she is one that just shared so many stories about my brother, and it's not and. Remember, it's just not only about him, but everything about
but he's kind of the core.
Right, absolutely.
I believe when I started to read it, that's why you started with that, because that's really the core of the story, where the heart of the story began. And then you got to expand on that and share the other stories of your family.
That's right. You know, of course, I know my brother, as a father, as a son, but my brother, I had to research everything about him in baseball to get the story behind, the whole story behind the Chicago Cubs.
Yes, could you tell us a little bit, because I want to share a little bit about his story with people who haven't read it yet. Would you do that?
Right. Well, we come from a small ranching community, Elida, New Mexico. My parents came from Mexico with a bracero program in the 50s. Oscar is a cowboy, and he was raised with branding cattle and mending fences. But baseball and these small schools, and I really have to emphasize this, the small schools it is one of the best schools. I think we were blessed to go there, because not only did it open up the doors for him in baseball, but it is a way for him. It was his dream ever since he was little, with his baseball cards, with Babe Ruth, Mickey Mantle, and Willie Mays. The Yankees were was his team. But you know, Oscar was he was a man's man, and he was the type of person that whatever he said, you could walk away, never having to turn your back around.
And going to the smaller school, I mean, it's almost as if it allows you to let your passion flourish.
Absolutely.
Because you're not inundated with so much. You're in a smaller situation where you can allow those passions to grow.
Well, that's true. And also, you know, because it is a small town, I know Hillary Clinton said it takes a village, but you know what? In a small town, it's a family. It's a family. The teachers is your family.
Absolutely.
And everybody wants to root for that, everybody. And I am so grateful for that.
And I think that's what makes the book special as well, is because it's about a family. And I think everyone, whether you have a great family or you don't, you can relate in some way or the other, because it pulls on your heart, and people can relate in one way or the other to what family really means, or what they would want family to mean.
Absolutely. Like I said, I researched my brother's life in baseball. But you know what I found out was Oscar would never come home and say, "Oh yeah, me and Joey Torre, yeah, we were out golfing." Never, ever, ever. What I did discover after his stories
Yes.
was that he was so respected by Hall of Famers.
Wow.
Reggie Jackson, of course, Ryan Sandberg,
Wow.
Joe
Some of my
Torre,
heroes.
and even Mr. Steinbrenner.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah, so-
Well, and this is an amazing story to tell, and I think people are really intrigued by it, and I want you to really quick tell us, I heard it might be getting turned into a screenplay?
Well, it is. Mayra Blostein, she is the executive director of Woodstock Film Festival.
Oh.
You know, last year she was sent this manuscript, and she fell in love with it. And she flew directly from Sundance Film Festival to Albuquerque to start writing on the script. And it is a script that it is almost to the finish right here. So, yeah, I'll be looking for Acosta in...
Bookworks?
In Bookworks.
Yes.
Not only Bookworks, but Amazon.com.
Okay.
And
we'll have a link up on our website as well.
Absolutely.
So please do read the book. It is a charming book. It is a special book, and we appreciate you being here
so
and
much.
sharing this story with
Thank
us,
you so
Yolanda.
much.
And we will be